My name is Captain Sherrard. What we're going to be doing here today is I'm going to give you kind of the agenda of what to expect for this press conference. Here in just a second, Chief Vernon Hale, the Chief of Police here at the Galveston Police Department, will be delivering a statement. And then SSRA Brian Gaines from the FBI Houston office will also be delivering a statement. And then Detective Jeff Banks will be here to answer any questions that you guys have. So if we can save those questions until after their statements, that would be great. Otherwise, we are ready to go. Appreciate you guys being here. Chief.
Good morning. Chief Vernon Hale, H-A-L-E, Galveston Police Department. Thank you all for coming out again and all the effort you put into this. And you can add hashtag Proud Chief to my name, because I can't start this without thanking the tireless efforts of Detective Banks, the men and women of the FBI, the men and women of the Galveston County DA's office, because they worked tirelessly since October to try to bring closure to this case. On Friday, October 20, 2017, Galveston police officers were forced to recover the naked, dead body of a baby boy from the shores of Galveston. There was no family, no friends, no outcry, nobody to claim this little boy. So they immediately launched an investigation to determine the cause of death and his identity. They tried all the old school tricks: databases, phone calls, every contact we had across the country, to no avail. We then held a press conference and released a sketch of little Jacob in hopes that someone would come forward and tell us who this baby was. Even with hundreds of tips that came in, we followed up on all of them, but made little progress. When I arrived in January, my only goal, quite honestly, was not justice. It was to give this baby a name, because we had none. So when we met, I asked him, is there anything we haven't done? Is there anybody we haven't called? Is there any technology we can borrow? Is there anything else we can do? And these guys had a lot of creative ideas. None of them were mine. One of those ideas, let's release a crime scene photo, which was very controversial. So we reached out to some experts to see what the public reaction would be and try to make this determination. Then on January 30, 2018, we released that edited crime scene photo of little Jacob. We again received hundreds of tips and continued to follow up on the FBI tip line here at Galveston PD. And two of those tips, in conjunction with one another, led us to a possible identity of a baby named Jay in Houston, Texas. Because of the public involvement, we followed up on more leads, found that this baby was under the care of his mother and her girlfriend at the time, and so we were able to get a DNA comparison and positively identify Jaden Lopez, Jaden Alexander Lopez, who was 4 years old at the time of his death. Then the true investigation began. The baby had a name. So priority one was resolved. And now, can we bring justice for Jaden? So we followed up on more and more tips. These guys, again, worked tirelessly, relentlessly, to determine what we could do. And now we've made two arrests in connection with the death of Jaden Alexander Lopez. Jaden's mother, Rebecca Rivera, R-I-V-E-R-A, and her girlfriend, Danya Amesquita Gomez, A-M-E-Z-Q-U-I-T-A-G-O-M-E-Z, have both been charged with tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. It is believed that both of them were present when he was dead, and that both of them came to Galveston and dumped his body. They are both being held in Galveston County Jail. Ms. Amesquita Gomez on the misdemeanor charge of tampering or fabricating physical evidence and has a bond of $100,000. Mother, tampering or fabricating physical evidence, felony 2 with a bond of $250,000. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate the help of the media, the hundreds of phone calls and tips from not only around the country but around the world that the citizens helped us solve this. Successful policing in this country cannot be done without the police and an active citizenry. This is a perfect example of how the police, you, the media, and the citizens came together to bring justice for Jaden. If not for all of your help and the tireless effort of these men and women of all these agencies, we would likely have never identified Jaden. He likely would not, as the picture represents, so ever been able to rest in peace. So thank you all again, and now you'll hear from the FBI.
Thank you, Chief Hill. Good morning. My name is Brian Gaines. That's BRYANGAINES. And I'm the supervisory senior resident agent at the FBI office in Texas City. This investigation into the circumstances of Jaden's death has been ongoing for the past 8 months and has involved investigators from the Galveston Police Department working closely with special agents from the FBI's Texas City office. Even though I'm not a parent, I can say that this case has been immensely difficult to work. Many of the investigators work tirelessly on the case are also parents, and they feel the same way. While our job is to investigate these types of crimes, it is especially difficult when the victim is a defenseless child. No one reported Jaden as missing. No one was looking for Jaden. Jaden had no advocate other than us. Someone took a beautiful, innocent child and discarded him in the ocean as if he was a piece of trash. For many of us in the Bureau, this was an appalling crime that made our hearts heavy. Yet stilled our resolve to find justice for Jaden. So it became a case we needed to solve by working hand in hand with our local law enforcement partners and private companies like Clear Channel Outdoor and news media outlets. We were able to share information with the public and ask for its help. The investigators who handled this case worked non-stop, seeking justice for Jaden. But it was only with the public's assistance and prayers that we were able to make progress for Jaden. We received hundreds of tips from citizens within Galveston County and across America. The surge in tips showed that the public wanted justice for this young boy as much as we did. Law enforcement investigators are most successful when the public chooses to partner with us. And the FBI's public access line, 1-800-CALL-FBI, was the right tool to efficiently share between willing citizens and the right investigators. The public's contribution of information through our CAL line generated leads for our investigators to follow, and eventually led to a break in this case. Since this is an ongoing investigation, there are many details I cannot share with you at this time. However, I want to make it abundantly clear that Jaden's case would not have been solved without the partnerships between law enforcement, the assistance we receive from the public. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all FBI employees, Galveston police officers, for their tireless efforts to bring justice for Jaden. I'll now turn it back over to the Galveston Police Department. Thank you.
Thanks. Detective Jeff Banks, BANKS. I'll take any questions. Please keep in mind it's an ongoing investigation. we're not done, so I can't possibly answer everything.
Detective,
But-
can you tell us how Jaden died? We know originally you said he did not drown. There were signs of neglect of his body. Can you tell us anything about the manner of his death?
At this time, that's still part of our ongoing investigation. But maybe hopefully have some answers in the future.
And is the mother connected to the little boy's death or just the tampering of evidence, just the disposal of Jaden's body?
We're still working to determine that.
Can we get the correct spelling of his name?
It's Jayden, Jayden. Middle name Alexander, Alexander. Last name Lopez, Lopez.
Did his mother confess to doing this at all? To having part of disposing his body?
I can't comment on that right now.
Can you share any insight about how you tracked down this lead that led to the mother and girlfriend?
The lead provided names of the guardians of the child, some contact information. We were able to use that.
How soon did that tip come in to connect you to Lopez
The first tip came in on January 30th.
on January?
Did they live in Galveston County or did they come here specifically allegedly to them?
They live in Houston. The only reason they came to Galveston was for disposal.
Were they arrested yesterday? Today?
One of them, Rebecca, was arrested yesterday. Danya a little earlier in the week.
And which one's the mother again?
Rebecca.
Rebecca's the mother. Okay.
You said he was never reported missing.
No, sir. Never reported missing.
Is it Danya, D-A-N-Y-A?
Dania.
And are you releasing mugshots of the two suspects?
Yes. I don't have them on. We'll get them.
Okay, do you know when that'll happen?
Right after the
Right after the press conference.
Thank you.
Does Jaden have a father? Have you been able to contact him?
I have been unable to locate who that is right now.
Did the mom show any kind of remorse when you guys were arresting her? Did she say anything? Can you comment on that?
I can't comment on that right now.
Are there more children in the household?
There was one other child in the household. He's fine. He's been placed with the responsible party right now.
How old is he?
3 years old.
Any signs of neglect in this other child?
No, sir.
At the previous press conference, you said the boy was malnourished, but can you share any other details about the kind of abuse that he endured?
He did have, I can't go into too much detail, but he did have signs of being malnourished. He was underweight. He also had some injuries on his body that we, based on the autopsy, believe were caused prior to his death.
Bruises, cuts, welts?
Bruises.
And is it still believed that he died 48 hours before he was found? Can you give us a better time frame now?
12 to 48 hours is the time frame right now.
Did he have any CPS history? Had this?
I can't comment on that right now.
Did he have any extended family members? I mean, you said that nobody came forward to, report him missing. Was there any other family members involved?
He did have some extended family members, but it appears that the small family group, the child and Rebecca and Danya and the other child, weren't extremely close with their other family members. They had some contact, but not very limited.
The person who recognized, is it because they recognized this picture and knew the child? Is it fair to say?
That's
It
correct.
wasn't just in passing, like it was someone who knew the child?
They had personal knowledge of the child.
Okay.
So it was when you released that photo back in January of the body, you got two tips that coincided. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Is that what you guys said? And
That's
then
correct.
both tips led to obviously finding the mother and her girlfriend.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Do you know how long they've been in a relationship?
Approximately 4 years.
Jaden's entire life and
Almost.
They're being held here, Galveston County Jail.
They're both currently in the Galveston County Jail.
And we'll have 8 when you release the mugshots, ages of them as well from the press release. Okay.
Do you anticipate more charges?
The investigation is ongoing. We'll have to wait and see where that ends up, but hopefully we'll keep you updated as it
So you haven't released yet the cause of death yet, or anything related to that?
not at this time.
And where do you go from? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just but you do know the cause of death. You're just not releasing it, or you still don't know that?
I have an idea, but we haven't been able to step. We have to confirm some details before we're ready for that.
And where do you go from here? What's the next step?
We still have some stuff outstanding. We're still waiting on some evidence to come back. We're still waiting on some search warrants to come back. We're not finished. We still have other stuff to collect. We'll take all that information, everything we currently have, we'll put it all together, and we'll try to determine the most appropriate charges and go from there.
Detective, if I
Higher
could-
criminal history.
I can't comment.
this is your case from the beginning. Just on a personal note, how good does it feel to be here today and, you know, to be in front of all these cameras and telling the public, like, we're on our way to really wrapping this thing up?
I'm extremely relieved. This has been very tough on myself and every other person working on it. And we've all worked very hard. A lot of times we put into this, and it's very rewarding to finally start being able to give some answers.
Thank you all for coming out. We'll get that statement out to you, the photos, etc. Have a great day. Anything we can help you with, let us know.